Okay, everybody ready? What we're going to do today, I've been debating for the last couple of days on what to do. We're going to go over the exam, and then we really only have 2 more class meeting times because next week we have Thursday off, and then the following week Tuesday is the last scheduled class day. So, and that's usually the day we meet online. So my suggestion is that, and I think Josh is okay with this, that we talk about this class from 10:30 to 11:30 during those 2 days, in case y'all have questions. Is that okay with everybody? Well, the following 2 Tuesdays, since we won't be meeting on Thursday. I really don't. I had planned to go a little further in the book, but looking over what lays ahead and the amount of time we have, and then looking at past classes that have done this, they've usually stopped about where we're at. So I don't know that I should fill up our brains anymore. But what I want to do is, after we go over today's test, I want to start reviewing where we've been, and so that you'll be ready for the final and what it might have. So that would mean what I'm going to do is, after we do the test, I'm going to give you a little review scenario, and then what I want y'all to do is to go back and try and find similar problems we've done in the past. I guess I'll explain it when the time comes, and then like next Tuesday, you'll bring problems to me or questions, and then we'll go over them. So if you don't bring anything, I guess we won't go over anything. But if you bring me something, we'll go over it so that you can better understand it and be ready for the final. And the final will be on Canvas, so we won't come in at the final exam time, but I'll post it after our last class meeting, and then it'll be due. Our final exam time for this class is Thursday, December 5th, from 11 to 1:30. So it'll be due by 1:30 Thursday, December 5th. Is that okay with everybody? So first things first, let's go over the last test. If y'all want to pull them up on your Canvas, first of all, we'll just let me give you these back. I don't need them. You write so teeny tiny. It was a discussion, I think, for attendance. Yours was online, so I didn't print it out. Okay, looking over the, let me get to it. Structural statics. Quizzes. Okay, is there any issues with the questions? How do I do this? The vocabulary portion, first of all. After you've looked at what I responded to. Bobby had a question, let me find that page, about the radius of gyration, which most people missed. But it was on he said it wasn't on the vocabulary list, but it was. No, I'll find that piece of paper. It was in chapter 10, so. Do you see it on your?
Was that the one that the definition was index?
Yeah. I think so. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, on the first page of the review, the last word or last term is radius of gyration, the index of the stiffness of a structural section when,
Chapter,
should be in chapter 10, I believe. Index of the stiffness of a structural section is when used as a column or other compression member. Yeah. Yep. It's on page 198. It talks about it, starts to talk about it. So, but most everybody did okay. So is there any other questions on the vocabulary part before we get to the other part? Y'all are good with that? Okay, then the first question, I think everybody got the first problem right. Why can't I ever find anything when I want to find it? Okay, here it is. Yeah, everybody was able to do the first problem, compute the maximum allowable uniformly distributed load. Everybody got 78.64, I think. The next one, there were some difficulties on some people. Well, everybody. This is the one I want to negotiate. Okay. So, first of all, because I did it differently, I would like somebody. A lot of you got the same answer, like 117 or something like that. Who got that?
117.9?
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, you do that, this would be in addition to, so that confused everybody,
Yeah.
and we added instead of subtracting.
Okay, the way I was thinking was you add the moments.
I guess the wording just threw
Yeah.
it off,
Because what it should be is it should be subtraction, and that would be the maximum amount of weight in the center that you could put in, right?
Yeah, well, it says using the information on problem 1, compute the maximum allowable value for a concentrated load in the center of the span. And the span already has the uniform load on it. So in question 1, it asked us to compute the maximum allowable uniformly distributed load for that beam, and we figured that out to be 78.64. So that's already the maximum allowable load, right? Because I got 0, but I'm willing to talk about it. So I wanted one of you first to come show me what you did, and then I'll figure out if I like it. Can you write on the thing
Yeah.
so it'll be recorded? Or you can use your finger or that, I guess.
Okay, so the first thing we did was we found the maximum allowable, which is going to be.
I'm sitting here so the thing hears your voice.
So this is the maximum amount of weight that can be on that beam.
Right.
So to find out our concentrated load, we know that M for a concentrated load is equal to weight times length divided by 4.
That's for the
For
concentrated load, right? Okay.
So then we're going to put in, so that comes to W times our distance, which is 20, times 12 to make inches,
Right.
divided by 4. And then you end up with 240 W divided by 4, which gives you 60 W. I'm probably writing too big.
It's okay. At least we can read it, unlike mine.
Now we're given our formula, which is F is equal to M over S. And then that breaks down to 24 is equal to 60 W over 98.3. And this came from our book. We look in the book in the table 10.1,
Uh-huh.
and it tells us that for that beam,
The S is 98
S
point.
is 98.3.
Okay.
So then this is equal to 39.32. So that is the maximum amount of weight.
F is equal to that?
Yes. No, because I use W because F is 24,
Mhm.
M is 60W. So we're left with,
Oh, okay.
because when you do
I see,
algebra, this
yeah.
multiplies here,
I forgot where the W was.
and that goes over
Okay.
multiply here, and then you divide by 60, and it stays with W is
Okay.
equal to this.
Okay.
So then, what we should have done next was, we have our maximum allowable weight, which is 78.64. That's the most that the beam could hold. And so we subtract 39.32 from there. And this should have been,
So it's half of it, basically.
that should have been the maximum amount of a concentrated load that could be on the beam.
And what y'all added it, I guess.
Yeah, because of the way that it was stated,
Mm-hmm.
we added, and when you add that together, it ends up being 117.96.
Okay. So who all got that 117 number? I can look back, but I don't. Did you get it, Larry? Did you, Josh? Somebody didn't. I knew that. What did you get?
My calculation was wrong. I got a 104.
But you kind of did it the same way?
Yeah. But the calculation, I put the wrong number. I did it divided by 8.
Oh, instead of the 4 for the.
Yeah, because in the book,
Well, you're supposed to add up the two moments of the two different ways, right? Because in the other problem where we combined them, we added up.
no, because it's asking for how much could the maximum, what's the maximum amount of that P, which is
Mm-hmm.
what we did, but where he did his wrong was that
I liked your response.
Thank
You speak boldly.
see for uniform distributed load, it's weight times length over 8.
Mm-hmm.
But for a
And that's all in that chart too,
yeah,
back
it's
in
all in
there.
this chapter here.
But it's in that chart back here, the cases.
Well,
If you it just
it
says-
gives you something.
it's P over 4, or what is it? M equals
Okay.
PL over 4.
Here you have WL squared over 8, and here somewhere here they use, instead of using that, they use WL over 4. Where the hell did that go? I know I read it in here. And that's
Look on
why-
page 118.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah,
the
cases.
for the concentrated, it's going to be, yeah, M is equal to PL over 4.
Okay.
So,
The P is the same thing as W.
so what do you think we should do? Did you get it totally right? Some of
I
you,
thought we should get, I told Bob I thought we should get 10 points because if
That's
it was,
what
if
I
it
was
the
thinking.
math class, we did everything up to the final step. Correct?
right. That's kind of what I was thinking was 10 points. Okay.
What should, is that the right answer?
Yes, that makes sense. Because I did something different, but I don't think I was right. So, but the way you did it there makes sense. And so I'm thinking 10 points. And I'll go back and do that. But I'll look at all y'all's work.
Like his should be the same thing because it was just that one error
Yeah.
where he used the wrong formula.
Okay.
Had he done use the right formula, he would have got it right because you subtracted, right? You ended up subtracting. No, you ended up adding at the end.
I can look at the way he worked.
Yeah,
I have,
everybody should get 10 points.
okay. Talk me into it. Okay.
Didn't take the test at all.
Well, somebody hasn't yet, so I can't post this discussion. And
But, yeah, you should because you said that the test was due by
It
the
is.
beginning of this class, so then
I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Because I had trouble last night, my computer,
Yeah.
all of a sudden the internet, just that one day did not work. And I mean, I have other classes
Yeah.
and I have to have tutoring, and my tutor,
Yeah.
I don't have time to do my own work. So I had literally the last day to do the test. And I mean, I went above and beyond to find a way to take the test. It just doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, and Diego took his at work, so
Like, we're
whoever has to
take the
take,
time to do it.
yeah,
You're right.
he had 2 days to do it.
I should be mean. Okay.
It's not being mean, I mean, it's
Well,
doing your job.
I know, but I'm also, I don't know. Okay.
Next step.
The next question was number 3. How many of, some of y'all chose, the main problem there was you chose the wrong beam.
That's what I did.
So you see, and I think I wrote in your little comments,
I think everybody, they got it wrong, selected the 16 by 36.
no. Some of them like 12 by 40 or something, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Because in the book, this question was in the book, so you should have just selected the 16 by 36 to be wrong. But the actual one would have been an 18 by 35 because it's 1 pound.
Right, it's lighter, and it asks for the lightest beam.
That's why I wrote that novel. Because I was like, well, what if she does?
I was going to accept
by
either
the
one.
book?
I was going to accept either one. So,
Because when you go in the chart, what you're looking for is you're looking for the S that shows up, right? That's over the amount that you have. But on your I side, you're looking for the by whatever. You want the smallest number there because that's the weight per square foot. And weight per foot, linear foot. So that's going to be
yeah. But see, that to there you were right. So, where's the 12 by 40? That will work, but it asks you for the lightest one. So you got to keep going up and see if there's another one that works that's lighter. So yeah, and so it's the 16 by 36 up here.
the lightest weight. So
It works as well. It's because it's 36 pounds per square foot. But then if you keep going up again,
and then you're
you
gonna
can even
take
get an
one
18 by whatever it was.
35. Because that's 35 pounds per foot. So if you do
Yeah,
35
18 by 35.
feet,
Although you may not want
then
that
all
to be
you
so
go
deep
is
that,
use the
you know,
14 by 40.
in the 1 pound. So either one of those would work. So, so I think I gave you 10 points. You did the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I didn't realize the chart was
Where
set up like that.
35.
Yep. Now you know.
That's
Is there any other question on that one? Those that just missed the beam size, I think I gave 10 points. And then the last one, or was that the last one?
The last one was the same thing.
Yeah. Well, in this one, the common problem was, like y'all had the beam,
The weight.
the weight, and then they had a 30-foot beam versus a 20-foot beam. So remember that on the weight, that 200 pounds per foot, so you got to convert to
Yeah, you're
kips.
gonna multiply by 20.
Yeah.
Give your total weight. What I did was I messed up by thinking, oh, well, shit, it's too much.
Yeah,
But I forgot you gotta convert it to kips, so it ends up being 4 kips
right.
times 20 times 12, which is 960 divided by 80.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 8. So
So-
10 was 1320. We just solve for that.
Right. S equals M over F, which is you get 55 inches cubed, and then it's the same two beams.
Yeah.
So- okay, so is there any other questions on the exam?
How I.
Do you want me to write that out on the board?
I don't think I got to the lighter grade one. After you get to a certain point, you won't have anything lighter than 35 pounds. You get to 21, it's 44, so there's no point in
Was everybody good?
because you're doing the same thing as 13. You have a uniform flow. This is
Everybody's good? Okay, now, are you good with not moving on to new material and just reviewing old stuff? Or reviewing for the exam? Okay. Nobody's dying to learn chapter 14 and really? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do here is kind of type as I go because I didn't have time to get this ready, but then y'all will have it. So this is a review for the final exam. Final 2, text or type. Okay. Of course, you get to watch how bad I type. Final exam review. Okay, so you're going to be asked something like, and this is what I want you to, you can ask me questions now, but then I want you to come back to me for questions on Tuesday after you've tried to work some problems and you can't figure it out, or things that we've done before. So this first one is what is the maximum uniform load per foot that can be carried by a, and then it'll have some sort of beam there. You need to consider the weight of the joist or beam, and you need to show your work. So that's one type of question that will be on there. Number 2, if anybody have any questions on that one first, or you understand what I'm asking, you need to find a similar question in the past, make sure you understand it, and then maybe following 2 Tuesdays we can work through problems if you're having issues. But I don't know what issues you're having unless you study it yourself. So number 2, if the allowable bending stress is 24 KSI, is a blank safe when subjected to a moment of blank, which includes the effect of its own weight, question mark. If not, what size beam would be safe, question mark. Consider the lightest beam, for those of you that missed that. So that's another type of question that'll be on there. Number 3 is compare the maximum allowable uniformly distributed load for a simple beam with a span of blank. Then you ignore the weight of the beam and show your work. And then finally, number 4 is find the maximum deflection in inches for the following simple beam of A36 steel with uniformly distributed load. Okay, now you will need to be able to diagram each problem. There will be 4 questions and 25 answers. Each answer is worth 4 points. You can use your book, but no other aid. So, that's the review. So the next two Tuesdays, I guess, oops, I spelled something wrong. I can't go back in there. We'll go over examples of these where you're having issues. I might also throw in vocabulary, but I'll decide by that on Tuesday. So I think that's important to understand what we're talking about, not just be able to do math problems. So, any questions on this? So we all go through and start looking at things where you've had problems before and come up with good questions for me? I was thinking I would post it after our last class meeting. But then that only gives you 2 days because it's due on Thursday. So what do y'all think? So I can't answer questions after I post it.
Are you going to put a time limit on it? Or?
How are you gonna want us to scan the
Yeah. Yeah, because I like to see how you got there, and that way I can give you some partial credit if like a lot of these problems, I saw that you got to almost the end, and then you fell off the cliff. So.
Yeah, I don't know, when you put the time limit, if we open it and print it and then close it,
Yeah.
it automatically submits it?
I've never done one without a time limit. That other class is the first one. Probably I won't put a time limit on it, just so that you can make sure you submit it. Now some of you just scanned them and emailed them separate. That's fine too, but I have to have the submitted quiz and your scanned problems by the deadline to grade it. So But I guess, do you want to wait until that last Tuesday? Or we'll see where we're at this Tuesday, and if everybody's raring to go to take it, we'll just put it on there. Huh?
Reckon we're gonna have our, discussion and break.
Yeah, this coming we have 2 more Tuesdays of class. But this exam time is only 2 days after our last Tuesday. It's on a Thursday.
Tuesday would be an awkward day
No,
to
no, this is after Thanksgiving.
after Thanksgiving, there's one more week, right?
Yes, half a week.
Well, actually, not even, because our final in here for this class is on that Thursday, so that's done.
Yeah.
Your structural stuff should be turned in by the next Monday, so that cancels that Tuesday out.
Which Monday?
The 9th, you want all that.
Oh, the other class, not this class. Yeah.
This, the last day of this class would be.
Yeah, I want
the
everything.
3rd, because
Yeah.
we won't come in on the 5th, because that's when test is due.
But so if from that 3rd to the 5th, is that enough time?
Any questions or-
4, with 25 parts, or whatever it said.
Wait, what?
4 questions, but there'll be 25 answers within those questions. Like you'll get 4 points for each.
1 plus 1 is 2.
No. So. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do you think, Josh? Huh?
Make
What'd
a
you
field trip
make?
instead. Field trip for a grade. We'll go to the machine shop and watch the software.
We already had my field trip. So, no, in my other class. This class doesn't deserve field trips. So, we'll go to a structural engineer's office and watch them do calculations. Woohoo! Well, let's.
I guess, if there's nothing else, then yeah, it's Thursday or Thursday.
Or you could
Or
open
you
it on
sign it.
Sunday. And
Yeah.
on Tuesday, we could ask you questions from the test.
No, that's what I can't do. So,
Or you assign it Monday, so we can have some, I don't know.
but I can't answer questions once I put it up there,
Because then it
Then
would
I
be-
can do that.
especially if there's no time limit. Can-
I think right after class on Tuesday should be fine.
Y'all just know that you have to set aside some time to do that. Okay. Then that's the plan, and up until then, you can ask me whatever you want. So you need to think about it so that I can answer you. I don't know what you don't know unless you ask me.